Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you all to the first video of 2023. I hope all you guys had an amazing new year, an amazing holiday, because I know I sure did. Your boy OP was chilling with the squad, you know, playing people in Mario Party, showing off my gamer skills, and also playing some classic Phase 10. That party was extremely chill and around my kind of people, but that was yesterday. Today is a new day, which means what better way to start the new year than to show off the brand new unit, Cosmo. I've been extremely excited about this character ever since I saw her initially back in the day, and she's finally debuted on Global, and hey, you already know, your boy OP's in there. However, I will say this is not my Cosmo. We're actually going to be using the boy Caleb's Cosmo today to show this girl off, and I also want to take a little bit of a step back. This showcase is going to be really weird because I didn't like the initial recording of this video because my mic settings were completely off. It just sounded like I was talking out of a Pringles can. Either way, let's get on with the showcase. Cosmo is a status effect ramping damage dealer, similar to that of Joker Celia and Groit's. Her status effect that she actually scales with is paralysis. And what exactly is she scaling? She's scaling light damage for the entire team. Yes, you heard me right. Her stacking damage buff is actually AoE and not a selfish damage buff like other ramping status damage dealers, which is pretty cool. It gives her a little bit of some team viability because God knows she needs it. The rest of her kit is really selfish, with her skill being able to paralyze the enemy, which is okay. The art being able to reduce the enemy's magic resist and paralysis resist, and the true art being able to do massive amounts of damage at 80,000 with 100% crit rate and a 100% chance of paralysis. Moving on to her equips though, her equips are pretty okay. We have a 5-star magic, 5-star magic, and a 4-star defense. Now, best in slot here, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't think you're nuking with this character, so I'm really only going to be recommending sustain type of items. Can you nuke with her? Sure, going ahead, but yeah, I don't think that's where she thrives. So for the 5-star magic slots, what we're recommending here, I'm recommending the usual stuff like Alma's hat, Victor's catsuit, or True Exceed Zex. As for the 4-star defense, this is very situational to whatever you're fighting, but if you want to have something that buffs up your damage a little bit more, you could use something like Dola armor that gives your team a passive 15% attack up. And as for the crest on this girl, she's all DPS, so you already know what we're recommending. We're recommending none other than attack and crit damage. Now, this is actually where I would be like, oh, it wouldn't be an OP showcase without the animation. You know what I mean? You guys know. You've seen the videos, right? But I don't know if I still want to do them. I'll show them on screen right now for everybody to see and everything. But I've already seen these animations, and it's not really like a fresh reaction for me to react to them again since this is my second recording of this video. So yeah, I liked them. I'll tell you that much. I gave them like a 7.5, or I said actually these would be like a 9 if she played music alongside them. But in the gameplay, if you listen, where's the music? Granted, I think Caleb actually had his music turned off whenever he showed off this stuff, so it's possible that it doesn't play because the music's not on, and I didn't have audio on, so I didn't hear if she was actually playing music, similar to like maybe how Hatsune Miku and Sakura Miku's play their copyright themes and get me in trouble every single time I use them. But yeah, if this actually does play music with it, I'll say it's like a 9 out of 10. If it doesn't, she's like a solid 7.5 out of 10, maybe pushing 8. Now, as for what we actually took her up against, we actually just decided to go up against Redacne, and I'll say the 2 runs that I did were not pretty. The first one, I died, and I just completely was like, yep, I'm not doing this. Restarted the run and went in again, and this one was pretty okay, but still wasn't too great towards the end. But still, it should be a pretty okay run. To say the least, whenever I record this, I was still recovering from everything that happened at the New Year's party, so you gotta kind of excuse the gameplay, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in tip-top shape. Either way, Cosmo, how do I feel about her? Is she good? Is she bad? What's the deal with her? Well, with this character, I want to go on ahead and start off by saying I really hate how I cannot show this character off in the mines, because it feels like this is what this character was designed for. Hell, I know that is what this character is designed for. And since there's no other like alternative in the game to mines that has multiple enemies than a boss, it really sucks. There are definitely stages out there that have similar things, but you guys know it won't be on the same difficulty, you know, it won't be on the same achievement as being able to get high in the mines floor with a said unit. But throughout my gameplay, I'll tell you right now, I really enjoyed using her. She was really good with the paralysis and everything. I like the AoE damage that she gives to the entire team. Any unit that's a light unit is going to appreciate some extra damage. And in this gameplay, we didn't even get to stack the damage all the way up. I think at max, I only got her to about 5 stacks, but she still dealt some relatively good damage. Having the extra damage was really good for the entire team. I really enjoyed that about Cosmo. Playing her felt pretty good, and yeah, it was a nice time all around. The main issue with this character and the thing that's really holding her back is just the fact that she doesn't have a lot of team play in her kit. The only thing that she has is the light damage buff that she's able to apply to the whole team, which is great. It's definitely good and usable, but I was expecting a little bit more. Like with her True Art, the 100% crit rate on the True Art is nice, but why not give it to the whole team? Why limit it only to her? On top of this as well, 100% paralysis on the True Art is fine. That's perfectly a-okay, but I am a type of player that would much rather prefer the art to have the paralysis and not the True Art. Reason being is because you're able to spam the art a lot more frequently, and you're able to get your stacks ramped higher because you're spamming your art. You're having more chances of paralysis actually happening. Because without the True Art, the only thing that's able to increase your stacks is the skill, which is kind of whatever. It's definitely not bad, but it's not really that great because the chance of it happening is kind of low. Plus the skill's on a pretty lengthy cooldown, to be honest. It felt like it was taking forever to come back up. Outside of that, the only other gripe that I have with her is that it feels like these type of characters will only be brought out during the mines. Can you use them in other situations? Absolutely. But it's just like, why use these type of units in regular content? Since most regular content is over in a flash, which means that they're not able to get their passive stack quickly. Even characters like Joker Celia, which is the best unit of this archetype, suffers from this as well, and it definitely comes off as just like, why use this character whenever I could use another character that is a damage dealer that doesn't have to stack or anything else and just deal massive amounts of burst damage, or aka nuke a boss without even having to worry about stacking. However, I'll say she's a great unit. I definitely believe that she is extremely strong because she seems to really pack a punch once she gets going, but of course she has to get going. The only thing that I could think of saying that may hurt her in the future is the fact that if a boss has crit resist, then that could be a pretty big negative, since that's where most of her damage comes from. But if a boss doesn't have crit resist, then she's vibing out. But ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it for this video. Tell me down below what you all think about Cosmo. Like I said, I'm sorry that this video turned out a little bit weird, maybe not as appealing as some of the other showcases, because let's be honest here, this just feels weird to me, so I could just imagine how it might be for y'all. So I'm gonna try to make it work. We'll be back to regularly scheduled videos, and hopefully I'll be able to actually have my mic settings all in order by the time that we record another video on the channel. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all again for coming out. It's been your boy P. If you enjoyed this video, however, go and check out either one of the videos popping up on your screen right now. Great content, guarantee you'll love them. And oh yeah, before you leave, don't forget to drink water.